Breaking news, guys, but great news nonetheless. From the New York Post, U.S. Air Force has rescued missing crew member of F-15E jet down by Iran in daring mission intense fighting. Now, this was published at 11:57 p.m., nearly midnight, so I kind of wanted to hold off a bit to make sure that all the information was correct. U.S. forces have successfully rescued and extracted the missing crew member of an American fighter jet that was shot down over Iran following one of the most daring search and rescue operations in the country's history, President Trump announced early Sunday. We got him. My fellow Americans, over the past several hours, the United States military pulled off one of the most daring search and rescue operations in U.S. history for one of our incredible crew member officer, who also happens to be a highly respected colonel, and who I am thrilled to let you know is now safe and sound. Trump posted on Truth Social just after midnight. So that's amazing news. We got a lot of great pictures too. Got a couple video clips for you. A lot of propaganda from Iran. Of course, they would have really wanted to have captured this pilot, obviously as a propaganda piece, and obviously create foment and tumult here in the United States, obviously. So as I understand it, as we see this picture of these individual crowds here, there were several videos that were going around this time saying that the Iranians themselves, the Iranian people, were trying to block the IRGC from getting to areas that they thought were where the pilot could be. So you had Iranians out there actually helping and take part in this. I don't know how much information they actually knew. So the Air Force officer, a weapons specialist who had not been publicly identified. Now, he's a weapons officer. They call him Wizzos, was one of the two aboard the F-15E Strike Eagle shot down on Friday. Both had ejected over southwestern Iran, triggering a massive high rescue search mission. Wow. So the crew member was recovered in a dangerous Saturday night operation following intense fighting near the crash site. The U.S. forces carried out a complex operation deep inside Iranian territory. No rescuers were injured during the massive multi-domain operation involving hundreds of special operation troops, dozens of warplanes and helicopters, and advanced intelligence capability spanning cyber and space, officials briefed on the operation told the New York Times. The fact that we are able to pull off both of these operations without a single American killed or even wounded just proves once again that we have achieved an overwhelming air dominance and superiority over the Iranian strikes, Trump added in his post. Now, keep in mind here, as you guys know, if you're a member or follower, subscriber, viewer of the BuzWeaver channel, you guys already know that when it comes to Donald Trump, he is going to allow the military to operate as the military. And as he said in his speech in the State of the Union, we're no longer fighting to tie. In other words, the way we handle things now is not going to be done politically, as we saw in many other areas. And we can clearly see now when you go back to Venezuela or look at what's going on over here. Now, yeah, this aircraft did get shot down, but according to Sitcom, the command or the command out of during all of this is that they've flown over 12,000 sorties. They've been out there, and they're still out there every day, all night, all day, flying these. And the magic, the golden BB, as they call it, finally hit one of these jets. It could have been a man pad that are used, the rocket launcher man pad, probably out of China, delivered by China. And those are much harder to deal with. But, this is an F-15E. This is a 40-year-old aircraft that, obviously is 4th gen as opposed to 5th gen that's out right now. And, it's, still susceptible in areas. But these guys are usually low flyers, somewhat low flyers. They take out bridges and things like that. So it was the weapons officer in the back, the colonel, that they just picked up. Here was some of the debris. You guys have probably seen it. There was a lot of debate over the ejector handles in the F-15E are supposed to be down here where the seat is, and this particular shot was up here at the top. It did have the red badge that is unique to that particular aircraft and that branch there as well. So here's again a closer look at the seat. And so let's take a look at what was going on tonight. I was keeping an eye on all this because you can see it was 3 hours ago. Breaking after an incredible dangerous mission by U.S. Special Forces, our downed F-15 Wizzo has been successfully rescued and exfiltrated following an intense... Guys, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Give me a break. All right, here we go. So I'm not exactly sure what type of munition this is. Oftentimes they'll use these to distract people from where the down pilot is. So I'm not going to pretend to speculate or know what all the particular strategies are on this, but it's good that he was recovered, but they can create these types of distractions or use these types of weaponry to, to fend off, onlookers or whatnot. But it's just amazing news. And yeah, I think this is a news break from Fox News.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Rich Edson live in New York. The missing crew member from the F-15E fighter jet shot down over Iranian territory Friday has been rescued after an hours-long search. There was reportedly a heavy firefight before the crew members were taken safely out of Iranian territory. For now, and more on this, we go to our Chief National Security Correspondent Jennifer Griffin on the phone, who's confirmed and reporting on the details of all of this. Jennifer.
Rich, that's right. I can confirm that the second crew member of the downed F-15E fighter jet has been rescued, and that he and the members of the rescue team that extracted him from behind enemy lines in Iran are all safely out of Iran. That is according to 2 senior U.S. officials and multiple well-placed sources in the region.
So that's awesome. I mean, that's absolutely awesome. Al Jazeera. It's a little bit longer than I'd probably want to show, but I'll probably take a look at that here after. But if you guys want to look these up, right here on X, of course, and we have this Iranian state media claims U.S. A-10 Thunderbolt aircraft repeatedly struck this location, and IRGC convoys in this area, and Boyer Ahmad as they attempt to capture a downed U.S. pilot. So it looks like the way everything's being described here is that you had Iranian citizens trying to stop the IRGC from getting to where they believe the pilot was because of all the low-flying aircraft, the helicopters, and so forth going on. And then now you had this situation where you had A-10 probably running cover for him. These, A-10s, obviously, the battle tanks of the air that can fly low and slow. So heavy U.S. strikes reportedly prevented them from reaching the pilot. So they're probably trying to keep, obviously the IRGC away from this pilot. And as we saw in that previous video, they may have been using a lot of those munitions there to make sure that the pilot was safe and rescued. Now, I take these images with a grain of salt because we don't know whether or not these are real. This is just an image I saw here. And, of course, here's the A-10 and so forth. But great news to see all this happen. And then here on Truth Social, you see from the president himself as he outlines the entire situation, and you guys can check that out. You can pause the video here and read that if you want to. Yeah, but I'm just very enthusiastic, very happy that this happened, that we got it. You see it's just now breaking, going all over. You can see the way it's being distributed in its reporting, but absolutely amazing and awesome news to know that this individual was recovered, and just an outstanding job. And I want to emphasize again that this is an example of a president who allows his military to do its job. He's not going to allow any of it to be impacted or influenced by politics. He has a mission. He has a job. They've got plans. They've got coordination. The media gets mad, or detractors get mad because Trump is not sharing the information that typically a Democrat or other presidents in the past would have shared for obvious reasons, to get inside elbow rubbing with the media and attention from world leaders and that sort of thing. And Trump's keeping it all close to the chest. He is only keeping it within his cabinet, keeping it low profile, letting the people know who need to know, right? And the same thing with the military. Let them do their job. They're the best in the world. They can do these things. And the technology that we're seeing being used now, especially with Space Force, I mean, we're talking like, they were saying something like within a matter of minutes with the type of satellites that we're using now that can get information real time within minutes, not hours or days sometimes, or it used to be like within hours, but now it's within minutes. It's so extraordinary. I also saw a clip from Joe Rogan, one of the guys there that invented the Oculus, was making the same type thing for the military. Absolutely extraordinary, the technology that we're using nowadays. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know down in the comment section. Let me know how enthusiastic you are. What a great, interesting, wonderful surprise for Easter also. I hope everyone is having a great weekend, Easter week, Holy Week. and Easter weekend. But yeah, so this is the latest breaking news here at 3:31. I hope I was coherent enough to be able to get this out to you at 3 in the morning. But very important that I wanted to share this with you. But thank you guys so very much for your continued support. That's BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey, as well as, of course, everyone here on YouTube. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much. And yeah, so your participation is always great. Below this video, you can find the various social media links that I belong to include X and even True Social, among all the others that I have there, ladies and gentlemen. So feel free to hit me up there. And of course, my affiliate marketing links. If you order frequently from Amazon or a Prime member, you use my landing page link. Helps out the channel. As well as your privacy is protected. And speaking of privacy while you're online, TrustZone, my favorite VPN, is there as well. Great and amazing news, ladies and gentlemen. And appearing there on the screen, that's going to be the channel icon. You guys can click on that to subscribe as well, so select notification. And I'll see all you guys in the next video.